Charles Barkley, or maybe you know him as Sir Charles, the bread truck, or even the round mound of rebound, was a force to be reckoned with on the court for 16 seasons. This NBA powerhouse wasn't the tallest baller out there, but he made up for it with pure grit and an unstoppable drive. Barkley racked up 11 NBA All-Star appearances, stole the show as the league's most valuable player in 1993, and cemented his legacy as one of the greatest power forwards to ever grace the game. They even named him to the NBA's 50th and 75th anniversary teams. Now that's some serious recognition. Charles Barkley was a college standout at Auburn University, so good they drafted him early in the pros. The Philadelphia 76ers knew talent when they saw it, snatching him up in 1984. He wasted no time proving them right. Rookie year, all-rookie first team. Next season, led the entire league in rebounds. His talents kept shining, earning him All-Star Game MVP honors in 1991. But 1993 was Barkley's golden year. Traded to the Phoenix Suns, he balled out so hard he was crowned league MVP, all while leading his team to the NBA Finals. And let's not forget his international dominance. Barkley racked up 2 Olympic gold medals as part of the legendary U.S. Dream Team. By the year 2000, Barkley decided to hang up his jersey, but not before leaving his mark on history. He retired as one of an elite few with over 20,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, and 4,000 assists under his belt. That's some serious achievement, and it landed him a double dose of Hall of Fame glory. Once for his career, and again as part of the epic 1992 Olympic team. Barkley was a superstar with the mic too. Fans and media loved his energy, so much so that he was the MVP of interviews for 13 straight seasons. He had his share of on-court scuffles and even some off-court scrapes. Remember that time in '91 when things got heated with a heckler? Let's just say it wasn't his finest moment. And then there was the whole role model thing in '93. Barkley sparked a national debate when he declared athletes shouldn't be put on pedestals. Talk about ruffling some feathers. But hey, that's just Sir Charles, always speaking his mind. Since retiring, he's become a legendary analyst on TNT's Inside the NBA, alongside Shaq, Kenny Smith, and Ernie Johnson. They've won awards left and right for their hilarious takes on the game. Barkley's even written books and dabbled in politics. A true Renaissance man of basketball, Charles Barkley has an estimated net worth of $60 million. His wealth comes from a combination of his earnings as a professional basketball player, his salary from television, and various endorsements. During his NBA career, Barkley earned a total of $40.3 million in salary, with his peak salary reaching $9 million in his final season with the Houston Rockets in 1999. In terms of real estate, Barkley owns a luxurious home in Scottsdale, Arizona. This residence is known for its grand architecture and lavish amenities, fitting for a basketball icon of Barkley's stature. He purchased this mansion in 1998, and it reflects his success both on and off the basketball court. As for his car collection, Barkley has demonstrated a refined taste, opting for vehicles that combine luxury with performance. He has been known to drive a 2020 Navigator L Black Label, an SUV that boasts a powerful 3.5 LV6 engine with 450 HP, and a 2022 Audi A4, a family luxury car appreciated by both his wife and daughter. Additionally, reports suggest that Barkley's collection has included a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, a Jeep Grand Wagoneer, and a Ford Mustang Mach-E. Early life of Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley's roots run deep in Leeds, Alabama, a small town east of Birmingham. Born there, he witnessed the tail end of segregation firsthand, being the first black baby delivered at the local white hospital. His childhood wasn't easy. His father left the family early on, leaving Charles and his brother Daryl to be raised by their mother. She later remarried and had another son, John, but tragedy struck again when Charles was just 11 and his stepfather died in an accident. Barkley wasn't a standout at Leeds High School at first. At 5 feet 10 inches and 220 pounds as a junior, he didn't make the varsity basketball team. But a summer growth spurt transformed him. By senior year, Barkley had shot up to 6 feet 4 inches and earned a starting spot. He averaged nearly 20 points and 18 rebounds per game, leading Leeds to a stellar 26-3 record and a run to the state semifinals. College scouts initially overlooked him, but that all changed at the state semifinals. In a pivotal game against Alabama's top recruit, Barkley exploded for 26 points. An assistant coach for Auburn University, impressed by Barkley's hustle despite his build, famously described him as a fat guy who can play like the wind. This performance opened doors, and Barkley soon found himself recruited by Auburn, where he'd major in business management. Personal life. In 1989, Barkley married Maureen Blumhardt, and their daughter, Christiana, arrived that same year. As a fun fact, Barkley named his daughter after a mall in Delaware, the Christiana Mall. Since his trade to the Phoenix Suns in 1992, Scottsdale, Arizona has been Barkley's main residence. He also owns properties in his hometown of Leeds, Alabama, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. As an interesting aside, a DNA test revealed Barkley's ancestry to be 14% Native American, 11% European, and 75% African descent. The test results were announced by George Lopez on his show, Lopez Tonight. Charles Barkley has been open about his struggles with gambling. In a 2007 interview, he admitted to losing millions of dollars, including a staggering $2.5 million in just 6 hours. Despite these confessions, Barkley downplayed the severity of his gambling, saying he could afford it. He acknowledged it as a bad habit but indicated he had no intention of stopping. Early college career. Despite battling weight issues, Charles Barkley dominated at Auburn. He led the SEC in rebounds for all 3 seasons, electrifying crowds with his powerful dunks and blocks, feats that seemed impossible for a player of his size. His impressive combination of physique and skill earned him the nicknames the Round Mound of Rebound and the Crisco Kid. Charles Barkley defied expectations at Auburn. Though listed as 6 feet 6 inches, his book claims he was 6 feet 4 inches, making him shorter than the typical center. Despite his height, he dominated the paint, leading the SEC in rebounds all 3 years. His impressive shooting, still the best in Auburn history at 62.6%, earned him a spot on the school's all-century team. Barkley's talent wasn't limited to rebounding. He racked up awards including SEC Player of the Year, 3 All-SEC selections, a second-team All-American nod, and even SEC Player of the Decade for the 1980s. College domination and a brush with controversy. Charles Barkley's 3 years at Auburn were nothing short of impressive. He averaged a solid 14.1 points per game with an exceptional 62.6% field goal shooting. He was also a rebounding machine, leading the SEC all 3 seasons and averaging 9.6 rebounds per game. His defensive presence was undeniable with an average of 1.7 blocks per game. The highlight came in 1984 when he led Auburn to their first ever NCAA tournament appearance, capping it off with a stellar performance of 23 points and 17 rebounds. His impact on the program was undeniable, earning him a spot on Auburn's all-century team and ultimately leading to his jersey retirement in 2001. Barkley's college career wasn't without a recent controversy. In 2010, he admitted to receiving money from sports agents while playing for Auburn. While he downplayed the amounts as chump change, it raises questions about potential NCAA violations. Despite this, Barkley maintains he paid back all the money after entering the NBA. Professional career. Barkley left Auburn early to enter the 1984 NBA draft. The Philadelphia 76ers, boasting veterans like Julius Erving and Moses Malone, took him with the 5th pick, just 2 spots after Chicago snagged Michael Jordan. Barkley joined a championship-caliber team and found a mentor in Malone, whom he often called Dad. Malone helped Barkley manage his weight and become a better pro. Barkley didn't disappoint, averaging a solid 14 points and nearly 9 rebounds per game as a rookie, earning a spot on the all-rookie team. The Sixers even reached the Eastern Conference Finals, though they fell to the Boston Celtics. Despite the playoff defeat, Barkley impressed with nearly 15 points and 11 rebounds a game in his postseason debut. Charles Barkley, a Philly superstar. Barkley's arrival in Philadelphia wasn't as a starter, but under the guidance of legend Moses Malone, he quickly blossomed. By his second year, he was the team's top rebounder and second leading scorer, averaging a double-double. His talent was undeniable, earning him a starting spot and a trip to the playoffs. Following Julius Erving's retirement, Barkley became the face of the franchise. His talent exploded, with a season averaging a staggering 28.3 points and nearly 12 rebounds per game. He earned his first All-Star appearance and a coveted spot on the All-NBA first team. This accomplishment was even more impressive considering the Sixers missed the playoffs for the first time in years. Barkley's dominance continued. He racked up accolades, including 3 consecutive All-Star appearances, 2 All-NBA first-team selections, and even Player of the Year honors. He led the league in rebounding and propelled the Sixers to a 53-win season. However, playoff success remained elusive, with losses to the rising Chicago Bulls squad led by Michael Jordan. Barkley's final season in Philadelphia was bittersweet. He honored Magic Johnson by wearing his number 32 and averaged over 23 points and 11 rebounds per game. He continued his streak of All-Star appearances and All-NBA selections. However, the team's record remained dismal, leading to trade rumors. While Barkley denied demanding a trade, a change was desired by both sides. After 8 seasons, Barkley left Philadelphia a legend. He ranked high in team history for points, rebounds, and shooting percentage. He was a household name with his own shoe line and action figure. His on-court intensity sometimes resulted in controversy, but his talent and impact on the team were undeniable. Barkley lights up Phoenix. The trade to Phoenix proved to be a perfect fit for both Barkley and the Suns. In his very first game, he nearly notched a triple-double, showcasing his well-rounded game. He averaged an impressive 25.6 points per game that season, leading the Suns to a league-best 62-20 record. His efforts were rewarded with the NBA's Most Valuable Player award and his 7th All-Star appearance. Barkley even led the Suns to their first NBA Finals since 1976, though they ultimately fell to Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls. Back problems plagued Barkley the following season, leading him to speculate it might be his last in Phoenix. Despite injuries, he averaged a solid 21.6 points and 11.2 rebounds. The Suns continued to be a force, reaching the Western Conference semifinals before bowing out to the eventual champion Houston Rockets. Barkley battled injuries throughout his time in Phoenix, but his talent was undeniable. He continued to rack up All-Star appearances and lead the Suns to deep playoff runs. A memorable moment came in a first-round playoff game against the Golden State Warriors, where Barkley exploded for 56 points, the 3rd highest total in playoff history at that time. Although contemplating retirement, Barkley returned for another season. He led the Suns to a 59-23 record but again fell short in the playoffs, this time to the Houston Rockets, led by his future teammate Hakeem Olajuwon. Barkley's final season with the Suns saw him lead the team in scoring, rebounds, and steals. He even became only the 10th player in NBA history to reach 20,000 points and 10,000 rebounds. Despite his achievements, the Suns exited the playoffs early, leading to a trade that sent Barkley to Houston. In his 4 seasons with Phoenix, Barkley was a perennial All-Star and All-NBA selection, solidifying his place as one of the game's greats. Chasing a ring, Barkley's Houston years. Barkley's arrival in Houston presented a golden opportunity, an NBA championship with a veteran team boasting Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler. Unfortunately, the season began with a suspension for a preseason fight with Charles Oakley. Injuries plagued Barkley throughout his time in Houston, limiting him to just 53 games in his first season. His scoring dipped below 20 points per game for the first time since his rookie year, but he remained a rebounding force, averaging a career-high 33 rebounds in 1 game. Despite his limitations, the Rockets reached the Western Conference Finals before falling to the Utah Jazz. The following season was another battle against injuries. Barkley's scoring continued to decline, and the Rockets were again ousted in the first round of the playoffs by the Utah Jazz. The lockout-shortened season saw Barkley reach another milestone, becoming only the 2nd player, after Wilt Chamberlain, to achieve 23,000 points, 12,000 rebounds, and 4,000 assists in his career. A bright spot came in the playoffs, where Barkley averaged a stellar 23.5 points and 13.8 rebounds, but the Rockets fell to the Los Angeles Lakers. The 1999 to 2000 season would be Barkley's last. He started strong but was ejected from a game with Shaquille O'Neal, and his season was cut short by a ruptured quadriceps tendon at the age of 36. Determined not to end his career on that note, Barkley battled back for one final game. He capped his career with a signature offensive rebound and putback, a fitting final memory for a player known for his hustle. Walking off the court to a standing ovation, Barkley retired after a 16-year Hall of Fame career. From near miss to dream team glory, Barkley's Olympic journey. Charles Barkley's path to Olympic gold wasn't straightforward. He initially missed out on the 1984 team despite impressive performances in tryouts, with coach Bob Knight citing defensive issues. However, a change in international rules in 1992 allowed NBA players to compete in the Olympics for the first time. This opened the door for Barkley and his fellow superstars to form the legendary Dream Team. The team dominated the competition, going undefeated and averaging a record-breaking 117.3 points per game. Barkley himself led the team in scoring, showcasing his offensive prowess with an impressive 18 points per game on a staggering 71% shooting. He even set an Olympic record for a single game with 30 points against Brazil. Barkley's leadership continued in the 1996 Atlanta Olympics. He led the team in scoring, rebounds, and field goal percentage, again achieving a record with his 81.6% shooting. With Barkley at the helm, the team secured another undefeated run and a gold medal. Thank you for watching. For more content like this, subscribe and click on the bell notification.